Houston. How do I get this?
We're
This
good
thing
there.
says my mic is not muted.
I move. There we are.
We're good. We're good there. I can even move this up a little bit.
Yep, we are good.
All right, everybody can hear us. Okay, sweet. I feel like I'm on the right screen. Okay, it's 11 o'clock on a Thursday, and I haven't done any other work on what we started. I think all we did was code. Oh, we did a bunch of code cleanup anyway.
It was, yeah, code cleanup.
We got to go back and just very briefly review that. I need to see where we're at again, and then figure out what the next. Oh no, we decided we were going to do Mongo today. Yeah, I want to store all that stuff in Mongo, right, including doing the embedding. The problem now is, see, one of the things I wanted to do was, I don't need to store the images that are code or anything, but I do want to store images that are like diagrams.
Okay.
Get into the bigger thing, but I don't even think we have to solve that problem right now. I think the problem I want to solve is, can I take the trend? Oh, and I asked Florin to switch out the use of the whisper with FFmpeg, only because it's going to be more compatible with people watching the show.
Yep.
Right, with the C libraries and all the, like right now we don't support anybody running on Windows at all, so that's not good. He hasn't done that yet, and I don't need it for today. But at some point, we're going to rip all that out. So ideally, what would be nice now is to take everything that we have, the transcription, what do we have? A transcription of that code.
We have keyframes.
And keyframe descriptions. Transcription, keyframe description, and the code. Put that all in one big text bundle there. Do an embedding. Put that in Mongo with, say, a video link, which I think we have. And build a quick search on that. And then see if we can get the 45-minute video to do all the chunks. I don't know how it's going to take. Do all the chunks. And then try to do the better search and see how it works, right? See if it's a little bit more accurate. I think it's going to be more accurate for sure. Okay. And then the bigger thing is, how do I take a 20 hours of video in 45-minute chunks like we have, get it down and do all that. God knows how long that's going to take.
Yeah, I wonder how efficient that'll be.
May have to switch to using PG because if I can get back the descriptions, the key right now is how fast the descriptions are coming.
Yeah, that's the longest part.
And I could probably, it's not the embedding, like I could do everything locally but the descriptions. So if PG lets me sort of run against that system there
and just do like a call. Yeah.
But it's an image. The thing is I gotta see what models they have up there.
Because that's the one that does the weird image.
It's, my brain gets confused a little bit too, right? So hold on a second here. So let's go look at it one last time here. So before we do.
Okay, and now it's example 12.
Yeah, no, I cleaned all this up here. So, and I put this Excali draw here. So this is going to change to be FFmpeg. We're going to change that. I'm waiting for Florin to do that work. I also cleaned this up where we've got more little functions. So remember we had all the lines and the descriptions, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at this now real quick, right, we have our run function. That's fine. We split the video into chunks. And then basically run is going through the chunks, getting the duration first, right? Process chunk. One could argue, he needed that here anyway. Could have done it there. Anyway, process chunk. So look what it looks like now.
Oh,
and this is what I was trying to share with you on Tuesday. You know, when a function gets that large, which was getting large, we started using dashes and comments. And I like that. Like there are times where you don't want to hide that code there. You really want to see it like in main, like from beginning to end. And I think there's value in that. But sometimes this is a better way to go, where every step is just, but you have to do it like this. It can't be any extra logic. It literally has to be function call, function call, function call.
And everything's contained within each one.
Yeah.
That
And so now, now within, what is that, 20 lines of code, we have the workflow.
Yeah.
Right? We remove past keyframe files. So that's the past work that we've done. Extract audio transcription. And you can put things in a better order too, right? Extract the keyframes.
Yeah, it's easier to identify the order, I feel like, too, doing it this way.
I think so. I think at some point I liked the other thing, but when it got too big, you do this. Right? And so we now have sort of each step, and I renamed some of the functions too, because I felt like the function names weren't. I would, because you can get confused over the video and then the chunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so even this, I would say, is confusing. This should really be keyframes from chunk, because
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Because we've defined this language called a chunk as opposed to the video itself that we're working with. So if we come back here now, right, process chunk, remove past keyframe files, but this one was extract keyframes. Now, maybe from chunk actually is redundant, now that I'm thinking about it, because we know that we're processing a chunk at this point. If I come back here, right, we're in process chunk. I think that was a good AI change from there, right? But remove past work files, fine. Extract the audio. Now I did put that in here because right, we are working, but I didn't say the word chunk here. Just said extract the audio transcription.
Yeah.
Extract the keyframes, process the keyframes. Now a part of my brain said, these are two separate processes, but maybe it all belongs under process keyframes. Extract was creating the files, and then we were sort of processing the files, and then we were removing duplicates. Like a part of my brain thought all of
Like
that
those
could
are
have been
one.
process, and then inside of process we could have sort of broke it down. But again, there's this concept of readability, and readability means that we don't hide the cost of things. Simplicity is about hiding complexity. And so one could argue if all I had a function here that was called process keyframes, right? I'm hiding some of the complexity of what that means. I could go into process keyframes and then see, oh, you have to extract, and then you have to remove sort of duplicates, right? As opposed to I've sort of extract, process, remove. Isn't like this all part of processing keyframes at the end of the day?
Yeah.
I think so, right? And so, like, there's a part of me, and I was looking at this, I was thinking about this on Tuesday, but let's say we played this out for a second, right? Let's say we played this out for a second. I think I put it here. I don't know about the parameter list just yet, but.
So still using the extract keyframes function as its own sort of separate logic, but you're just doing that call within process.
Yeah, and so process is another one of these sort of larger things, right? That
But
are
it
now,
follows.
it's another, say, multi-step sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which means that maybe all this code here ends up getting put into its own little function. So you have another function that has sort of three, maybe, right? But if I did this, right, give me the chunk file, then, right, because then we're asking for the source directory here, but that's fine. See, now I've moved it in here as a step.
Mm-hmm.
So now, maybe I do this for a minute. And I say, okay, right, we're going to extract the keyframes, and then it's basically all of this logic, right? Then I like having the next function be that extract keyframes. But now if I come back here, the next step in this big thing was this, right? Remove the duplicate. So what if I'm going to fix that in a second. I don't want to fix that just yet. I want to look at that. So maybe what happens is this, right?
Okay.
See, which is this duplicate here. And so when this is all done, I come back here. Oh, the dog wants to come back in. Now, I don't have... Now, you see how we needed LLM chat for this piece, which I wasn't passing in here. All right, Max, give me 1 second. I'll be right there.
I love it.
Bring Max back in. And, oh, that's interesting. Wait a second. I may have done something wrong here. Let me see something again. See, I may have done something wrong here. Hold on. Let me put this back for a second. This wasn't remove duplicate. This was extract. See, I did something wrong for sure. This right here was called extract keyframe descriptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. And if we come back here, I did remove duplicate frames.
Remove duplicate was the last step.
That was a step, wasn't it?
Yeah, remove duplicate keyframes is a step.
Right. But then, again, if we're putting this all together, right, then really what we want to do is sort of this. And this is where I need the LLM chat here. A lot of parameters here. But so now I think we're going to have to turn this into another function, right?
Yeah, it'll be sort of consistent.
But the process, the keyframes, we extract it. We're going to clean all that up. Then you're removing, again, now we can get rid of these lines very soon. And then you're extracting all the keyframe descriptions. I don't think we need to return anything at that point because you have the slice here, remove duplicates. It's unique keyframes. So here's the problem now. I need to return the unique keyframes, right? Even after we extract it. So if this is now process keyframes, let's come back up here, right? Right now, I'm not doing anything with that data, am I? Right now, we were just logging it is the problem. But just keep this here for a second. So if I do this, now at least this level, I've got a higher level of thing, right? We remove the past keyframe files that we worked on. We extract an audio transcription for that chunk video. And then we process all the keyframes for that as well.
And part of processing is extracting, removing duplicates.
Right. So
those other tasks. Yeah.
So now, and I try to keep things in order. So this was being used by run. That's being used by run. The next thing I should see is remove, or that must be being used by convert. I don't know where that's being used. That's being used by extract, right? So you see this right here. That's being used by extract. I want to tell a story, right? I want things to be in the right order. So the next thing we saw was remove past keyframe files. The next thing is extract audio transcription, which uses convert to wave. And now the last thing here is the split process keyframes, okay, which is here. And now I would just say all of this code here, this big loop, right now it's sort of out of place because we've got another sort of set of functions that we're doing things with. And this function at the end of the day returns the initial keyframes. But now I've got a problem, right? Because process keyframes, what would you call a function that was related to this? Like, I don't know what I would call it. But if we look at the steps, extracting keyframes, essentially the idea is that we're taking the video and writing all those. See, the word extract has been really bothering me here because really what it's doing is it's really what it's doing is say create keyframe files. That's really what it's doing, right? It's creating all these keyframe files.
Okay.
For this given chunk. Now, what bothers me is this, you know, as I'm reading this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna watch me like change everything back for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is now disconnected from this. In other words, the first thing I'm doing is I'm removing the past keyframe files, right?
Okay.
Yet, when we go into process keyframes, why am I not doing this?
Within
here. Why am I not keeping these two things together? And why, at that point, why are we not necessarily doing it here?
On creation before doing anything.
Might as well do it here because it's going to be a sort of a cleaner situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think, which now tells me that sort of this function here, right? If I'm going to do it here, I'm going to sort of, I don't want it there. I wanted it here. Sort of belongs here in the order of thing.
Well, above create keyframe.
Well, since this function is calling this function, I want that function to be next.
Oh,
so
okay.
You're always reading from top to bottom, right? And that to me makes more sense. I was looking at that before because if I'm going to create keyframe files, it might as well just remove the past, like clean it up there. Why is that sort of in a separate sort of workflow?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And if that's the case, process chunk has now basically become this.
Extract audio and process keyframe.
Now, watch this. Why don't we do the following now? Let me take this out of here. Okay. Move it back here.
Create the keyframes, process the keyframes, and that makes more.
Now, process absolutely can just be all of this now, right?
Yep. It does.
And if it's all of that, let me take this back out. Put this back where it was, just from the size of something here.
Yep. And now it makes sense to go back.
You see, now it makes more sense to come back here. So every time we get a chunk, we're going to extract the audio. We're going to create keyframe files, which will clean up after itself.
Yep.
We'll process the keyframe. In fact, we could just, let me go back to this. Keyframe, what do we call this? Process keyframe files, because that's what it's doing, right? We'll look at that in a second. Now it doesn't need this parameter anymore, right? I was complaining about it. We didn't need it anymore. Everything else is clean.
And do we still need an LLM chat?
Nope. I'll get rid of that. Now, extract, create the keyframe files, process the keyframe files. We get back these. We remove the duplicate frames. Now, I still think this belongs in here. I still think it belongs here because I feel like this is a step in processing the keyframes, right?
Just like how before creating the files, you're cleaning up before creating any new ones. This is kind of like cleaning up.
Yeah. Why? Like it's weird to me that we're gonna do this and then it didn't actually give me the unique ones, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting here is we can just keep this as keyframes. These are the ones that we're going to be working with. You see now, extract, create the keyframe files, process the keyframe files, which in turn reduces those duplicates. And then we can extract the keyframe descriptions. Now, we're not doing anything with the keyframes here, but we should. My guess is what we should really do for the next step, let's say, would be to return these.
Return the slice of keyframe.
Yeah, because that's the whole point, right?
Yeah. Trying to see how to word this, but I run into this thing too where I wonder when it's a good time to take this sort of approach of having each function that sort of does one main thing and then wrapping it in a function that kind of like
you have to read the code and ask yourself, is there so much going on in there that we're better off
doing
like,
it.
This was a
way.
workflow function at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Like it became a workflow function sort of at the end of the day. So let me just do this for a second. So now, after we process the chunk, we're going to get back that collection of the keyframes, right? But this is more than, is it just about all the keyframe data? Because we have more than just the keyframe data, don't we?
Well,
I'm not providing the...
We do have the audio transcription.
Right. Which, when we extract that, where is it going? We're not returning it. So let's come back here for a second. I think what we need is a type called chunk, right? And the chunk's going to have the, I like this idea. It's going to have a file path for the chunk, a duration, and it's going to have a set of keyframes. I think the AI is onto something here.
It's in the N for chunk. The N for chunk.
Oh. I thought it was just complaining because we didn't use it yet.
And no C.
Yeah. Okay. So look, you have a chunk and it has a file path, a duration, and a set of keyframes, right? And it's this chunk that we want to basically store in the Mongo database. The collection of the transcription, which I don't have here either.
Yeah, it'll have a transcription.
And the descriptions would all be part of that embedding, right?
A slice of keyframe, yeah, because we're using...
I don't know what we're doing with this embedding here. I gotta double check that. What is this embedding? This is the embedding of the...
Embed with image.
Which we must have used... Yeah, we used that to do the duplicate, which is fine. I just didn't remember. So this is an embedding of that image, of the keyframe, of the images, right? A slice of the embeddings. Oh yeah, because it's a vector, so that's why that is. Okay, that's fine. Why do we have a slice of, oh, because it's all the data.
Hmm.
Okay, so all this is kind of interesting now, right? That's my chunk. It has the keyframes. It has so we have to build this chunk out.
Okay.
So if we come back here, this loop here is about having a collection of chunks, really, at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the chunks directory. So this is split into chunks. We probably could return the chunks, but for now, the whole point is creating this sort of slice of chunks out here.
Yeah, for each video, because there is in the output like directory for this, there is a chunks like
Right.
we have a chunks directory where they're being stored.
But if you see this is going to return the keyframe, right?
Yeah.
However, I think one thing that we did wrong here is the extracting of the audio doesn't belong here. Oh,
but it is related to the chunk.
Yeah. It is related to the chunk. So then what we're going to say here is this has to return a chunk, right? This returns a chunk. So if I do the following,
Yeah.
get rid of you for a second. If this returns a chunk, and normally, again, I wouldn't want to do it that way. I just don't like that.
You do it with a sort of variable. Yeah.
I like this better. I just think it's more readable.
I agree.
Then this has to return the transcription. Stop trying to help me. Transcription. Sorry. And you just got to be smart. This has to return a transcription. And this will return the response nil. Okay. You want to help me? I got you all confused. So we're going to clean up some of this printf stuff. But you see, now that returns the response, we come back here, we have the transcription. So that's kind of cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes I like using 3-letter variables for this sort of stuff.
Okay.
One way to do it, again, is to get rid of just vowels. Even if we go 4-letter. I could use the word chunk again. I could use the letter C. I don't know how much that really matters. It's so localized.
Yeah, it's just a small,
right?
It's
and
right
that
there.
might be fine there. But now process chunk, again, remember we create the gorilla at the end here.
Yeah.
So we extract the transcription, we create the keyframe files, we process the keyframe files. We've got that. And then processing that. Now, here again, extract keyframe descriptions. See how it takes the slice to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back again and say this feels like it's a lower level sort of thing where it belongs sort of here.
After removing the duplicates here.
Right? Which now means I need the LLM chat again. I just, when I'm reading that code up there, I just feel like it's another step in this whole sort of process of returning the collection of keyframes as a complete sort of slice.
And is it really extracting the descriptions rather than creating them?
I like that too. I think you're right, right? I think this is probably more, instead of extract, it's like create. And I hate the word create too, right? It's produce, create.
I just feel like it's the shortest sort of like generate is way like.
No, we're gonna keep that.
It's like the shortest.
But I do think it belongs here. because I want this when it's returned to be the final.
Yeah, it's
everything's
done. Everything's
done,
processed.
right? It's not like partial. Remember, I told you anytime you return a partial thing, you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
And that's what we were doing. It was partial, right? Now it's not partial anymore. It's we do this work and then we sort of do these last couple steps. And I would argue we don't even need the lines here because it's not much going on. It's just now remove the duplicates, create the keyframe descriptions, and we return that. And so now if you come back here, this is pretty cool because it's the key elements to what we're doing. Extract the audio transmit, create the keyframe files, and then process the keyframe files. We could still argue that maybe this can go in here, but it would require me to pass that in. So maybe because it's sort of such a separate thing, we can just leave it like that. Okay. So now you've got this idea of a chunk coming back, right? If we were to just finish this for a second. So now you're getting back a chunk, right?
And we have to add that to chunks.
Yeah. And now what you're doing is adding that chunk now to your set of chunks. And then when you're here, right, now we can sort of process the chunk, right? And maybe here we'll actually do the output of everything. We'll clean up all that output and sort of do it there. Not going to be great logging, but it will be fine. So the idea now is we've got our chunk. The one thing I didn't add to the chunk, we've got duration. Let's just see what that looks like because we want to create a URL, but we'll have the duration there.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. So let's go back through now. So process chunk, extract, create keyframe, process keyframe files. Because remember, this also is going to end up being a bigger thing because right now we're just processing one video. Eventually, we got to go after
multiple.
There's going to be another layer here, right?
Yeah. But it's kind of making sense where you have like a slice of keyframes, then you have a slice of chunks, and then you'll probably at some point have a slice of videos to pick from.
Yeah, right. And so processing video chunks in this directory, fine. Then we say process chunk. Then I've got like some logging here. So splitting video into chunks, right? And we're calling the FFmpeg sort of thing. But let's say that let's just leave that for a second. That calls get duration video. Where's get duration video again? Right? It's the next function here. I didn't do any special sort of logging for that. That's fine. Extract the audio transcription. Fine. That does the conversion. Fine. Then we'll like process keyframes. I prefer that to be the very first thing that we put in the code. Now we're getting the files. We're doing this. We're removing duplicates, creating keyframe files. Fine. Removing past work files. We should see that. Question is, do I really need to, like, from a logging perspective, is there real value in that? Probably not. Do we have to do some debugging? Like on our regular product, we'd have logging there, right? Remove duplicate keyframes, fine. I put an extra caption. We'll see the output in a second. Creating keyframe descriptions. This was the part that's really sort of slow.
Yeah.
All right. And then, where is this? This is being used by process, right? It's actually one of the very first things we do.
Yeah.
Right? Here. And one would argue that I would want to put it there. But that's fine. Let's just leave everything that's there. Let's run this again. Because I think we've done two things which I'm kind of happy about. We go back to the main sort of function here, which is, and I put a big line here, right? Because this is the core of everything here.
Yeah.
This is process a chunk. What we could do now is func dot print. Say I just did this for a second. we now have chunks. So what if we said chunk range chunks, and we printed out all of the stuff about the chunk. Yeah. So we got, come on, help me. I liked it. Give me this. Keyframes. Chunk doesn't have a description. I don't know what you're doing. A chunk has a file path, a transcription, a duration, and a keyframe. So even this right now would be kind of interesting to sort of see, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And just sort of print that out at the very end. See what we get for that. All right, let's run this. So in order to run this, I need to start Olama. And I need to start my, I was looking at stuff yesterday, embedding up. I think I need the embedding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're going to do embedding on those images. And then since this is sort of example code, also make sure the output is somewhat reasonable. So we're doing make example 12 step 1. And then we're going to get rid of all that because we won't see any of that. So the dashes is where we sort of start. So splitting video into chunks, processing video chunks in this directory, fine. Okay. Extracting audio transcription, we got it. Create the keyframe files, remove any past sort of work, processing keyframes.
Like those are the keyframes we got. Like those are the unique frames we got at the end of process.
Well, I feel like that's more noise right now than anything else.
Okay.
So these are the frames that we found. We created the embeddings. We removed the duplicates. And then
it's checking the similarity between.
Now, one thing we could do here, just to clean up the output a little bit, right? Is we've got file name, unique file name, keyframe. So we're saying which ones that we're sort of checking, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of noise there, right?
Yeah.
str path. What is the package for path join? There's a way of splitting. There's a standard library package. I don't think it's path. It's that will let me parse just the file name out. This is where I might just ask.
Yep, exactly.
Oh my God, dude, the MPC project changed the API on me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
For example, 11.
Okay.
So it wasn't compiling after I did the upgrade of the dependencies.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to deal with it.
And you just let the agent go.
Yeah, I basically just told it, can you fix the compiler errors, man?
Nice.
And it just like, I don't know what this cost me, but
but
I did it like 3 times. There were 3 files. And it did it, and it worked, and I looked at it, and I said, okay, that's reasonable.
For small things like that where the structure's already there, it's perfect.
My son wanted to start playing with some Python over the weekend, or I don't know what day it was. So I hooked him up with the AMP.
Mm-hmm. But
I told him, dude, make sure that you start a new thread every time you have a new topic because you're paying for those tokens, you know?
Yes, exactly. And that's how you keep it sort of with good responses too, is new threads for every, like, step by step, and then new threads.
Okay, so I want to display just the file name for...
Not the entire path, or not the...
Let's just say. This is so good that you can maintain some level of vagueness, and it's just getting better and better.
It is
better. And they use a blended model approach where you don't even have to think about it. There it is, file path.
File path.base. Okay.
And then the tab completion. Yeah.
Perfect.
Dude, I don't care what anybody says. Fight me. That is absolutely beautiful.
That's viable because that would have been a search, and then
it would have been a Google search anyway.
Yeah.
So why not let it do the Google search for me? And And then it just kind of put it in, right? So, oops, let's run it again. Right, so this is much better in terms of output, right? So processing the frames, this I don't mind because it's still small. We've got the duplicate. Now it's doing the part that sucks, which is the description. And I didn't like the other model Florin had because we weren't getting the classifications right. So I still have to talk to Florin about that.
Yeah, that was a model change you did, right? Not a prompt change.
It was a model change. Then we got the code. And so now we end up with one chunk. It was 9 seconds. And it's true with that video. We had one chunk.
Yeah.
Here it is. Oh, it just gave us the length of the keyframe. But we could...
was the duration 9 seconds, though?
I think the video was... Let's go back.
I thought it was 7.
We're using...
Training.
This one, right?
7.
7, yeah. So we'll have to look at the duration thing again.
Okay.
Right now, what I want to do, though, is... Oh, we did do length. I wanted to see... So whatever. So that's fine. Let's just do another 4 frame.
Like, that is amazing there.
Yeah. And no, I want for each frame, what information do we have? Frame dot classification. Why do you keep going similarity when I don't have that? I do have some code though. What else do I have? I've got, man, it really wants to do similarity, doesn't it? I wonder where it got that from. Description is enough too for now. That's all I care about, right? And the code is going to be hard to print, but this would be more interesting than anything else.
The classification and the description, yeah.
So just so we can see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
See some information about it. So this is giving it. Now let's take a look at what duration video is doing. So he's using FFF probe, and that's coming back and saying it's a 9. So that's a little, unless the video editor that we're using is incorrect about that. The only way to tell that for sure would be to, I gotta open this up in File Explorer, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I wonder running it again if it gives you the same sort of number, that 9.46, or if it's including some kind of...
Okay, I mean, that's a good test too.
Process time or something.
Well, let's see what happens here anyway. Samples of videos. This is the one, right?
Yep.
I'm wondering if I open up with the QuickTime player.
Put open there.
Yeah, I'll move
8 seconds there.
Yeah, dude. So
it could just be the video.
It could be. There may be a... Yeah, it's just like rounding or something, right?
The rounding.
But there may be... I don't know.
Time
there may be information that I'm not seeing here.
On view, I think I saw time display. Time display. Under, yep.
Elapsed time. Yeah. No, I was hoping like there was some sort of like video metadata information.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where maybe it would be more sort of accurate. But the other funny thing is if I look up here, it doesn't, yeah.
Duration.
It says 8. So whatever the VS Code editor is, it's off. This is saying 8, and then that program we use is saying it's 9.49. But let's run it again.
Yeah, I wonder if it's consistently that, or if it changes a little bit.
All right, so see, this is where Florin loses his mind, and he now spends an hour finding a model that runs faster. And I'm happy for him that he can do that. But I swear that other model was giving us classifications. I know it was. Okay. Same thing.
Okay, so it's consistent.
It's consistent. Yeah. But this is cool, right? We kept this keyframe. It's source code. And that was the description.
So out of that clip, that's the keyframe we got for
that one video.
Or for that chunk.
Yeah, because the chunk was under 15 seconds. Mm-hmm. Now, if you want to have some fun, come back here. We can play with this one with the same program. This is 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. This gets interesting. Now, I wouldn't want to do, maybe we just do like 5. So what if we did the following for a second? I take this one. Oh shit, Ali's going to potentially reach out to me. Okay, so I take this one, but that's going to be a lot of chunks, right? At 15 seconds. So maybe what we do here is like once we process 10 chunks, sort of just stop it.
Just stop for example purposes.
Or like 3 chunks and just stop it. So maybe we do this. If the length of chunks is greater than 3.
Okay, no.
Just don't do anything else, right?
Yeah.
Just gonna now ignore it. So that means that we'll get at least, well, maybe it's greater than 2. Which 3? All right, let's do this.
So that would give us 3 chunks.
Yeah. That would give us 3. Let's just see what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen. So it.
Oh, this one we have the similarity scores are like really different.
Right. I think we're keeping up to 80%.
Oh, but look at the. So it is processing the whole video.
Well, 15-second chunks at a time. So
yeah.
If I come in here now.
Oh yeah.
Here are all the chunks, right? We're only going to do 3 of them. These were the current frames that we were playing with. I don't know if I did a good job with that.
Well, maybe it just wasn't enough.
0 to 60. Oh, you see, it was because of the big icon in the middle. But that's okay, right? Like these are the things that.
Yeah, I mean, when you upload a video, that's how it's gonna sort of be. Oh wow, I hear the fan.
Yeah, fan just turned on for anybody that can't hear it. But dude, it's doing it right now. It just went and it's doing the next one because there's a lot of similarities there.
Those are keyframes. Removing duplicate keyframe.
Oh my god, a fan is so. Florin found a program for the Mac where he can turn the fan on and off himself.
Oh.
Yeah, and he gets nervous, so he has like the fan on when he's doing this stuff. He doesn't wait for the Mac to.
I would feel almost more nervous that I have to remember.
Florin is crazy, bro. Florin is crazy. He just starts to get nervous. I think it's too hot. I'll turn the fan on. I'm like, dude, why are you running all that stuff on your machine, man? Oh, this is great. This is great.
It's like you got a new car with the
Yeah, it's like you got a new car, bro. Okay, so here's the final output.
Duration 50.
Beautiful.
For a chunk, which is accurate.
Yeah. 4 keyframes that we kept.
From that chunk.
From that chunk. Okay, fine. Then
keyframes 4.
Output.
And then keyframes, there it was.
Did I not?
And then keyframes 2.
I feel like I didn't log everything.
Yeah, like we get the first chunk.
I know, but I should be seeing everything, like the 3 that we did.
Yeah.
So let's double check something here. It only processed 1 chunk.
Well, we see
a man wearing a blazer.
Okay, so we see that keyframes 4. We see that one time for that chunk.
Why didn't it process more than 1 chunk?
But we do see keyframes 1.
Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, I didn't put
Okay.
I didn't put a divider there. Okay, 16 chunk here, duration.
14.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's just, yeah, it's hidden in there.
And those are the 3 that we did. So I would say that this is working, right?
Yeah.
Thank God you saw that. I was like, how is it possible? What I needed to do is almost a
separator for each one, or each
yeah. Whatever. Okay. So we have this information, bro.
So now 300.
We have this information.
Oh, the numbers reset because it's the keyframes within a chunk. So
Yeah,
once you do a new chunk, it's a new set of keyframes.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's a separate chunk of data.
Yeah.
It's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. So I feel like we've nailed the base code here for what we're doing. And I feel like with this example now, the code is in a pretty good place in terms of processing chunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this returns the chunk back out. And then the next step in here is going to be to store it in Mongo.
Yeah, store each chunk in.
Now, honestly though, I feel like if we're going to do this in an efficient way though, maybe we shouldn't return the chunk here. We should, wow, that's kind of long. Instead of returning all the chunks, which is going to require a large amount of memory.
Okay.
All right. What we do is that. So part of process chunk now will be
to log those.
Next is to store in Mongo, because why keep all that in memory to then just go to Mongo, right? We've got it.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we do the process chunk here. That's fine. I'm going to run this again, but then the next is to store this sort of in Mongo, right? Now, the other question I'm going to ask before we're done, minus everything there, is how much of this is sort of noise, right?
I feel like
we needed this to do some debugging.
Yeah, I feel like this is noise, sort of.
I think this is noise. So let's start here for a second. right? I don't need to print this out. Well, we can look at it at the end.
Yeah.
And I think
maybe just keep that.
But,
there it is, the printf.
Right, but we don't need this, sort of that. Right, get rid of all that.
Duplication.
And I don't think we needed it before, but I don't think we need it now. And that gets rid of all that noise.
Keyframe descriptions, but we don't need, yeah. And this is sort of the process too with like production code. You kind of go through the logs.
You have to yeah, at some point we have to decide what do we really need in there if a problem occurs, or what is the minimal amount of trace we need. So if we look at it, we know everything's sort of working. There's an art to that, right? And so there's a group of people that would have said, I'm going to leave that in there, but I'm going to set it as a debug level. But I'm really against that, because either you need it or you don't. You want it or you don't.
Yeah.
So we needed it before, but do we really need it now? If it fails, will we have enough information? I think the answer is, let's focus on what we're returning for the error, not what we're tracing. I don't mind seeing the little steps.
So,
right?
So happy path, like right now we're cleaning up sort of happy path.
Happy path where there's no errors. How much do I really need, right, to know in order to feel like it's working?
Got it. Yeah.
Right. And so now if we were to run this code, I'm going to save that and run it again. Right now, if we run it, so I did an extra carriage return line feed here because, let's see. All right, that's funny. Oh, maybe I've got a.
There it is.
And it must have been the one above it, right? So there is some carriage return line feed coming after. There
it is.
And we don't do that. So now, splitting video into chunks, extracting. But now what I would argue, we're back to the original one, right? I would say the only thing I feel like we're missing, right? Would be in this loop, maybe what we add once we get to this is chunk file
on the file,
like %s or something here, right? And that's an F, and that's it. So maybe the only thing that we're really missing here is
which chunk
we're working on, because that would be sort of nice to know related to sort of everything else that we're doing, right? Now, one could argue that we probably, just to be complete, getting video duration, right? And one could argue, just because sometimes it's nice to see this, trend line. I don't know.
This makes sense, because then if an error happens, you know which step it sort of
we could know
failed
where it failed.
You'll
right?
know, okay, we made it through this,
So now, we drew a simple line there, right? But we probably should specify what video that we're working on too, right? Splitting video into chunks. Which video are you splitting into chunks, right?
Okay.
So this could for sure be better.
Oh, there's a typo there for video.
Oh, that's interesting, right? You can misspell as long as you're consistent. So I think that would be helpful, right? And now we've got sort of that. And then again, for sort of a consistency perspective, so now if you run this again and you spell things properly,
Keyframes descriptions. And in things like this where you have sort of like processing, like we've gotten into that situation before already. When you're having like a long process like this, is it okay to sort of have it where you're sitting there, at least server logs wise?
it's up to you, man. If you feel like you're in a loop and you'd like to see that it has installed,
Yeah.
then if that becomes important for you, then yeah, then you could add something, but that could also be noise
Mhm.
in the system. So I'm
Yeah.
not necessarily worried about it. I know that part's taking a long time, right?
Mhm.
One thing you, again, if from a logging perspective, that costs you CPU, it costs you disk, it costs
Yeah,
you network.
exactly.
It's not cheap. So you want to be pretty smart about it.
Exactly.
Now, the only other thing I would change from the current place that we're in here is at least use the same line. So now if we go back and do the other file, right? Because this is nice, right? This is what we've got. What if we go back just as a test here? Or really was just test rag, right? And we'll do that large one again. Now, we got to stop it from doing more than 3.
Yes.
So this time what I'll just do is say var count int count plus plus. If count is greater than 3, return nil, right? Just so
we'll get,
just to do 3.
we should end up with 4.
So now the logs feel sort of better, because if something fails, that's where I'd want to do the details of we were comparing this to that, we were doing this and that. That's when it becomes, when you're first writing code, you have a lot of that extra logging, but once we know we've got it and it's solid, I'd rather switch it to the error handling side of things.
Got it. Use more on the error handling.
Yeah, because this is letting us know it's working. You know that
Yeah.
we're working on this chunk. If something fails, I have that in the logs. So I don't have to duplicate that information. Are you guys even looking at the chat? I see the chat. But you're asking crazy questions, man. So not really focused on what we're working on. So I didn't necessarily repeat that. Sir, please repeat that step. What step? Got to give me more context, man. Give me more context. But my fan has went on again.
I know if the fan is going on that machine.
So this is what we got out of the first chunk, right?
Transcription music.
These are supposed to be unique keyframes. So I would say with these really base images, that gets hard, but I would want all of this to be part of the embedding context for search, right?
Yeah, which it kind of, it does seem like it's working pretty accurate, because you have the intro where it's blank for a second, then the logo comes in, then it switches to sort of your view, which kind of matches the keyframes it took out. Those are like the biggest changes.
So I don't think we need this extra line, because I think it's all part of this, right? We just do a carriage return line feed there. I think that would be a cleaner. So this just did 2 files, right? Did 2 chunks. So if I were to run this just one more time, so it did 1, count is 2. Oh, let's do this. Okay. I want to see it do 3. All right.
Video and chart frames. Keyframe description.
See, I don't even think we need to say this, right? Like, I know it's a step and all that, but
It's more like an inner step, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's adding sort of value, right? And this comment that I added is kind of silly because we really didn't do the work.
No.
But just added that. All right, let's see. Creating keyframe files, processing, creating keyframe descriptions. This is the hard part. This is the hard part. This is where finding a better model and speed this up.
But you also don't want to sacrifice the accuracy too much.
No, but this is why I don't want to necessarily run this one locally. Or you spend an hour seeing if there's a model that is fast enough with the accuracy.
Ooh, there it is.
Yeah, perfect, right? So this is the data that we're storing for that chunk.
Mm-hmm. The image feature.
And now we're working on the next chunk.
Completely dark, sorry.
And we end up with just one keyframe for that one, which is fine. The beginning of this video is...
Yeah, because there's the intro section, and then it's like the beginning of you sort of talking.
Yeah. Now, what would be nice almost is if you can find a way for us to say, you know what, we're never going to keep the first. But in some videos, I go right at it.
Yeah, some it's there. I mean, there's always that first few seconds of the intro, like I think 4 seconds, 5 seconds of intro.
If it doesn't create noise.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love this output now, right? Like it's very clean here. And we're seeing exactly the data that we're going to be storing now. Man, screenshot of a code editor. What I should have, oh yeah, terminal, you see? Now, this one gets interesting to me. It's 30, right? Or 300.
300, yeah.
Which I should still have here.
300.
So here's now there wasn't any code on it, so I'm not terribly upset.
Mm-hmm.
But one could argue that
it's IDE, not terminal.
Right? It said terminal, even though it went. And again, this is where like you tweak the prompt a little bit, and you're gonna be fine. But
File Explorer with a project. The description is right. It's just the classification was wrong.
It might be because there's no code here. It's
Maybe.
it's just that, right?
Yeah, it's just a file structure basically.
And it made that sort of determination. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna whoa. One thing is put this back. Let's get rid of those last few changes I made. So we come back to this.
I see some red in the bottom.
I don't know what all those numbers mean, but it's not bright red, so it's not a code problem.
Huh.
Just get rid of all that, right? I never understand what some of these things mean. It's almost like this might be where we deleted code.
Oh, okay.
I deleted the
deletions. Yeah. That would make sense.
All right. Let's save this work. So commit -am example 12 step 1 code cleanup, right? Okay. So we've done another sort of cleanup of this code, which I think was good. We now have this. The next step is, where did I put the big, here, is this. That's sort of the next step, right? And so now what we want to do is take this chunk and get it in
sort of the
Mongo with all the information. Let's not worry about trying to store the images in Mongo right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just enough of the embedding stuff where we can ask it some questions.
Got it.
Right? Okay. So maybe what I'll do now is we'll do the step 2. I'll just copy this file. And we'll clean this up later. Okay. Now I've got to add Add Mongo stuff to it.
Yeah.
Brain wants to shut down. So we have Mongo stuff, I think in example 7 here, right? So let's steal some stuff here from 7. You know, I have this feature and I never use it. I don't know why. I've just done things so long that. All right. So let's add this. This will be example 12, and the collection name will be, I don't know. We can call it anything, right?
Video, yeah.
Right. Training video. I don't know how long a collection name can be, but let's just do that. Okay. What else do I need to steal here? I'm shocked I don't have a init.
Oh, I saw connect Mongo.
I know. I'm just shocked that I don't have an init DB. Step 9 was, I think in step 9 we also use. No, not step 9. That. It might be 9 step 5. Yeah, this DB is what name. We want. Okay. These are the things we need here. I don't know what our dimensions are going to be just yet. But we're going to need this for show. This is a better one to steal from. All right. I don't need the lines. I don't know what's in here yet either. I have to ask Florin why he did image embedding. I didn't like that. I don't know what that means. Okay. But we're going to have whatever the chunk is, really, right? So we're going to have the file name. I really want all this information. I want this to be in here. So what if we do this, call this the duration, do a description. We need the embedding. And for now, let's just leave out, we're going to just process the keyframe. Okay. To get the, instead of the description, I'm going to call this text. Okay. This is the text that we're embedding on right now. Okay.
And this is it's at a keyframe level, not a chunk level.
It's at a chunk level.
It's at a chunk level.
It's going to be a chunk level. We're going to take all the keyframes and merge them up into the chunk.
Got it. Okay.
That code is going to be in the text. So let's just keep it simple like this right now. Okay, our file name, the duration, the combination of text, and then the embedding that we're going to have for that. Now, this initdb I need for show. So let's take, I'm going to take this section here. And it looks like in this other one we did that. Let's say I took this. Okay, now initdb. Let's go through this function here. Search results. I'm wondering if which file are we working on here, right? Let me move this one over here for a minute. I don't know what I need just yet. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to clean that up. And I'm going to take all this. I'm going to clean this up. Okay. So let me just take this for a second. Initting the database. So the search results, my guess is, should look more like this. I'm going to move this document over. Okay. Let's move it to everything that is sort of Mongo, right? And the search results would have their duration. Now, duration shouldn't be a string, though, should it? Duration's like a float. So I'd say we messed that up. Call that. I wanted that duration. You're not helping me. You know, you don't want to do that for me? You don't like me anymore? Fine. I don't want this. I do want that. And we bring back the text. Okay. Sweet. Okay. So those would be the search results. We'll figure that out. Now, we got to create the collection, pass that in. That's fine. I need dimensions. I should have left that up. What was I playing with? This one?
Yeah, step 5.
Yeah. Okay, so we need dimensions. That's fine. I'll keep that. Why don't we just create a new constant sort of.
And dimensions and image dimensions is like the vector, like
That's the size of the vector.
The size of the vector. Okay.
So I'm not. For the model we're going to be using, which will be this one.
BGE M3. Okay.
So if we come back here for a second, that's our main.
And we can use BGE because we're not doing the image sort of embedding. We're just taking the descriptions.
See, that's our image embedding model, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now what we need is so this is going to be our model image embedding.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to use 2.
Yeah, we're basically using 2.
Okay.
That's going to have to be that. And then we're going to have, I don't know what, step 2. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Shit. This is what I want. This is the one we'll do for the text embedding, right?
Okay.
So we can just call that embedding. And embedding server. Yeah. And I need a URL embedding. So this is interesting because this is pointing to, oh, okay. This is why I don't do this. Okay. I'm so lost, bro. So let's start back here. Chat completions and embeddings are pointing to, in my case here, I feel like they're pointing to Olama. Let's come back here for a second. That don't make any sense. Huh.
Chat completions and then embedding.
But this can't, oh, this is running on 11.439. How did he make that work? Florin, how did you do that? Florin, how do you get 2 servers? No. Florin.
439 and 11434.
Oh, they're different.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro.
Okay.
God, they were so freaking close, man.
I was like, wait, what do you mean?
I didn't see the difference. Oh, wait. I don't want to change with this one.
Yeah, so it would be 2, right? And the image embed and then the regular embed.
Yeah. So, oh my God, dude, that was crazy. My brain was going, how did he do that? You can't do that. Okay.
And the embed is supposed to be on 3.4?
Olama's running on 11.434. Our Python embedding server down here runs on 4.39.
So this one needs to be 3.9, the URL embed.
Nope. This one we want to go against Olama to do text embedding. Here, I'll make it clear for you. Text embedding.
Oh, okay. And then the image embedding specifically is on 3.9.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're running 2 different servers. We can't do image embedding on Olama. There's no model.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
There's
because
no model.
that's using that independent sort of. Okay.
So you have this image embedding, but like this would be then
Text.
sort of text embedding, right?
Nice.
And we probably should go back through the material and just call this text embedding at the end of the day. But now to be consistent here,
There it is.
I don't know what it's going to do.
It's sort of giving it.
Yeah, but I don't need any of this just in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then basically it's trying to do too much. It's trying to be too nice to me right now. Okay, so if we put 1 back to where it could be, this is model image embedding, right? And the URL image embedding. And we really have to run this on very different looking ports because my dyslexia with numbers did not see that.
Oh, 4 and a 9 too. They're
Oh
kind of
my
like.
God, dude. I was going crazy. I'm like, you can't do that, bro. Can't do that. Okay. So we're gonna have this, we're gonna have this, we're gonna have this. I'm wondering how much of this I should really keep here. I don't know. Part of me wants to keep everything sort of Mongo in here, but let's just keep going this direction for a second.
Okay.
What are you complaining about now here?
Call.
Oh yeah, because we haven't written this code yet. Okay, so we now have text embedding, image embedding. Got dimensions. So I come in here and I say, we're going to create a collection. We're going to create a vector index. We're going to use cosine similarity. It's going to be against the embedding field. That's fine.
Okay.
Then we create the vector index. We have code for that. Now, dimensions. I would say we just say dimensions. I mean, we should pass that in, but whatever. Okay. Oh no, we already have it. So he was doing 2. I don't need a second one. I have to talk to him about that. I guess he was storing 2 different. On that other example, he had 2 different embeddings. He had a text embedding and an image embedding. He was putting both, but he had 2 separate indexes. So it's got to know which index you're using, I guess.
Okay.
All right, we're not going to make it that complicated. So all we're going to do is create the collection and the name to me doesn't mean anything. And then we create this index. Then the text vector search would be, in our particular case, right? But I'm not ready to do that yet. A vector search would be given a vector. See, now he had to pass column because it could be one or the other. We're not going to have that problem here. So I'm going to do, let me see what he did. Oh, this is embedding. I don't remember having to specify the index name, but assuming that we did, I have to look at another example. I don't remember having to, oh yeah, index name and the field.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. So I come back to this. That's what we're calling it, right? So the embedding field, exact, true, limit. So we're going to say bring back 2 2 chunks.
Okay, so when it sort of looks in the DB for vectors that match, we're gonna say bring back 2.
It's going to go and find. It's going to go look at all of the embedding vectors we have.
Yep.
It's going to rank them by score.
Okay.
Comparing this, and I'm going to say just bring me back the top 2.
Okay, so is this similar to like the nearest neighbors, or?
It's cosine similarity. So, but the big thing is I don't need to bring back 10 of them because I don't have enough context window to put that much information
Got it.
into the LLM. I'm just going to bring back, give me the top 2 vectors that are similar to this one that we're going to pass in.
Got it. Okay.
It's essentially what we're going to do here. In terms of vector search, but what I'm missing is the code that lets us store a vector, right, in the database. I'm kind of shocked this doesn't have. He's got to be storing it, but maybe he's not storing it in 5. I mean, I've got code for this, but at some point you have to store here. We need this code here somewhere. I'm going to just steal this for now, because that's kind of what we're going to do here. All right.
Is insert 1. Okay.
But let me just do that for a second. Don't try to help me. Okay. So this is all about the search piece, but right now I'm worried about trying to get it inserted itself. So let's go back to main for a second. So we're going to init the database.
Okay.
All right. And we're going to get back a Mongo collection, which we're going to need. And then for that Mongo collection, we'll pass that into process chunk. Now I've got the collection that we want to work with. And that's where this is going to come in.
Okay.
Now our document has a file name, has a duration, which is the c dot duration, right?
Okay.
This is the c dot that. This is the vector. Oh, we haven't done the vector yet.
No.
I'm going to do that next. But we do have the text. And the text is going to be, well, okay, so we got to do a few things now.
Yeah.
Right? Probably don't even need this chunk per se anymore when you think about it, because we're not going to store it, right? Like ideally.
Yeah, we're just going to go straight to.
Right? I don't need this anymore because we're not storing. We're just using it immediately, right?
Okay.
All right. So based on this, what do we have to do? Okay. So we need to, that wasn't a bad idea, but just wasn't all the information that I wanted. All right. So ideally, we need to do a LLM embed. Now, the problem is that we have 2 embedding models now, right?
Yeah.
This one was the image embedding.
Okay.
Okay, because we needed that for this. But now what we also are going to need is the text embedding.
Yeah. Okay.
And at some level, we're going to have text embedding dot embed text, right?
Okay.
The question is, what is the input that we're going to be using? So what is the input? Let's say that we used a string builder for now. Strings builder.
Okay.
SB dot write string. So we're going to add the transcription. Agreed?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Then we're gonna go through the keyframes, add the description. I also want to add the code, honestly. I want the code, not the classification.
Okay, so then so we're basically combining.
I want to combine all this text, the transcription,
The
description, and the code.
Okay, and
put
you're
it all together in
yeah.
one big sort of block, right?
Okay, and the transcription is for the whole chunk. The description and the code is for each keyframe.
The
So that's
frames
why you
that we're
range.
keeping.
Okay.
So then what we can do is we can get an embedding for that, right?
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
And now what we have is not text here, but I need this, right? So I can call this input.
So text is input. Oh, okay.
Right. So saying that we wanted to keep this for a minute and just do this for a long minute. So now we're going to store this in Mongo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have our document. We'll do the insert. I forgot.
Oh, and then embedding is embedded. Okay.
I don't need the res there. So
yeah.
Right. Text. And then we could do maybe one final sort of.
So you need the text, which is input, and then you need the embedding of that text also as part of the document. Like you're already.
You need it because that's what we have to feed to the LLM for the RAG part.
Got it. Okay.
Right? Like.
Yeah, like you're not just putting the text in there. You have to do the embedding first, and then that's basically like, why do you need both the text and the embedding of the text?
Because we need the embedding to do the vector search.
Okay.
We need the text to pass it to the LLM to answer the question.
Okay. Got it. So the embedding is basically like the location.
The embedding is going to let us do a similarity search to find the right text.
And then the text is the content.
It's the content,
Got it.
context to answer the question.
Got it.
So essentially now what we're going to do is when we process this chunk and we get it, we'll take all the content that we have and we'll sort of do this and get it inserted in there. Now, one thing I want to do just to make sure everything is clean is every time we run this, I want to delete all of the documents in the remove all sort of situation here. So
from the DB.
Yeah. So if I run it over and over again, I don't have to worry about that, right?
Yeah, you don't have to clear it.
So what I might want to do here is I think column dot remove delete
or drop
many.
Oh. Okay.
I don't want to say like drop, but the filter should be able to be this. I think that should work. I think if I search the project for a delete many, that's the only place we're using it. Yeah. I'm basically not filtering it. So I'm like delete everything.
Just delete everything in it.
Right.
Okay.
So if just see if that fails, but I just want to delete everything from this collection that we're creating every time we run it. So we just start over, right? That's what we need. Okay. So now what are you upset about? Oh, we have to pass the.
Upset about duration.
Yeah, I need I need to do one more thing. This is the LLM image embedding. Now we need a LLM text embedding. And this now wants the text embedding
as well. Okay. Yeah.
here.
That's what I was upset about.
That's what I was upset about.
Okay.
So what have we done? We're not using this yet. That's fine. We are using this. We haven't used this yet. Right now, all I want to do is be able to insert into the database for each chunk this document of content. I mean, that's what we're looking to do right now. So that means now I have to run Mongo on top of everything else. So let's do a couple things here.
So, okay. So now you need a 4 terminal.
Yeah. And every time I run that, it just deletes everything for like Mongo and starts it up.
Got it. Okay.
So that's like an automatic, and it just pulled an image for some reason. There's something going on with Compose. It's not using my local images. Just Flan and I haven't had a time to sort of look at it. Okay. I want to do one more thing though. Ardan AI training. I can connect to Mongo using this.
Mongo.
Okay. And the code that we're running now will be example 12.
Use example 12.
Right.
Okay.
And then the collection is going to be training video. So I can say db.collection.find. I don't remember, bro. I have to look this up. Yeah, find many is not hold on, I'm gonna find it. Hold on. Find. Oh, maybe you just do find like this.
I think I've done it like that.
Or is it find document? Okay, let's just
I thought it was just find, but
I don't remember, bro. Let's just do this. MongoDB find all documents for a collection. You can't have all this stuff in your head all the time. It is just find. Okay. I might not even have to put the filter in. Okay, I didn't find anything, which is good.
That means it's clean.
Okay, so now we're going to run step 2. We know everything should be good. If anything breaks, it's going to be that delete many and or the trying to insert this. So let's do it for the one video first, just to make sure that it works. Training, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I did not add a step 2 to the make file, which will also must have a star go to it. Can't wait till we get rid of the CGO stuff.
Step 2.
All right.
Keep my description. There should only be one.
Okay, we just hit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think we've gotten that far yet.
Oh, we have a description.
Now it's going to try. And we got an object ID.
Okay.
So now if we do, there it is.
Nice.
Okay, so we now have in Mongo, right?
I have the description there, the code.
And then embedding. Okay. Now. Now. Oh, it's pretty bad up. Okay. Now, let's go back to the test rag one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's run this instead.
And the limit is still there, right?
There's no limit, yeah.
For three, like for 3 chunks?
There's no limit.
Okay.
But I'm thinking of doing the following. I'm thinking of letting this run, and we'll just open up a terminal and try something.
Okay.
So first thing I want to do is say I let this run. This should come back with nothing. Perfect, right?
Beautiful.
That did what it did. All right. I don't know. Well, we know how many chunks it found. I just looked. Now, that's not going to finish anytime soon, but
Okay.
it doesn't mean that we can't let that run and just check on it every once in a while, okay?
Okay.
So we're just going to let that run. My fan should be turning on any time. And we'll start to see this come in. So we now have the support we need to add things to Mongo, right?
Yeah.
We've got that. Now, the next step is to be able to do the text vector search.
Okay, so right now it's only just inserting into the DB. Now we need to be able to actually search and find what we need.
Question, create an embedding.
Create the embedding. Okay.
Do the whole thing, right? Now, what we could potentially do for that is steal the code that we have. For example, 10.5, and sort of, we don't necessarily need the functions, but everything else would be super interesting here, right?
Example 10 step 5 was the agent.
It's the agent.
Okay.
Right? Where we can interact and send.
Before the MCP.
Yeah, not MCP, right? So
we should.
Right, we've got, and I think there's a count documents 2. So we've got 2 so far.
Okay.
So here's the next idea. What time is it? Step 3. What if I steal this, edit, copy, paste. And what I do is get rid of all of this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need the tools right now. And just this alone already, you know, I can talk to the model. Right?
Yeah, this have the chat loop.
So if I come in here and I just do step 3, I basically stole this from this, right? Though I only have one file, it's okay. Mm-hmm. So this would be 12 step 3. 12 step 3. So now if I come in here and I do it's getting there, right? Example 12 step 3. Hello, model.
I think if I was trying to run this many things at the same time, my laptop would melt right at the table.
I'm using the same thing to do some work, so that's why it was a little slower. But we've got this. Now it's a matter of taking the question, creating an embedding,
and then
ideally you want the model asking the model, does this have anything related to Go before you do a bunch of stuff, right? We can get smarter.
Like, yeah, okay,
Right?
like an early sort of
Should we bother doing an embedding
on topic,
on
off
top
topic.
of this? Yeah. And maybe we'll code that.
Okay.
Okay. But for now, what we want to do is the following.
Hmm.
Getting excited, Kevin.
Yes, this is super interesting.
Okay. Now, we're going to need some things here. I'm going to need the Mongo file. All right. Because I'm going to need all of this. I'm going to need to steal a couple of things here, right? I need this. Let's go back to main and see how all that gets initialized already. Right, we have an agent. The agent has a client. So that's our SSE client, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here we can do our text embed client, right?
Okay.
Which will just be basically that. I think it's pointer. So we'll have a text embedding client, which means that during the construction now equals, right? And I come back here and no, come back here. And it's just essentially this, isn't it? Okay. However, it needs these two pieces of information.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
Which we have up there.
I need you. I don't know if I've. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I need you. Got to use the same model. Okay. So that now lets me. I get a text embedding client now.
Okay.
The other thing, though, that we need is to init the database, even though it's all that's going to be there, it's going to be fine. But we're going to need this sort of call. And what I would start off with almost is this. Now, did we not have a initdb in here, right? Initdb is in here under main. Fine. And this is obviously main. That's fine. So I don't know why it swallowed the fly. That's all good. Oh, and we need obviously this right here. So if we did this right, I now have a collection.
Okay.
Which I think we store in our agent.
Okay.
Oh, I prefer to put it here. So look, so now when main comes up,
Mm-hmm.
we need access to the database.
Yeah.
Okay. We get our column, our collection. We store that, and now we have a collection there. All right. Now, what we're missing here is the database dimensions. So I can let that happen, but we know what the values really need to be. They need to be this, right?
Yeah.
So we could very easily do this with constants here. Again, these are test programs, right? Like,
yeah,
not setting global state in something that's okay. We don't need type document here. So that's good. That lets us do all that. If it's already created, it won't worry about it. Index is already there. It won't worry about it. So all that's good. I wonder where we're at since we've been working.
Yeah.
Right, like 13 of them.
So like when you have a lot of data, and this is one of those things, like when you have a lot of data, this could be running for
It
2
can't.
days
Well,
embedding all the.
I'm also like running it on this little machine. We'd want to run this up in the cloud
Okay.
where everything is close to each other too.
Okay.
So it's really it's so much faster. That's my problem. We got 20 hours of
Video,
video
yeah.
data to do
So
this.
you'll be doing
And if
this
you
for.
make a mistake,
Oh my! Then you have to re-embed everything.
no, bro, this isn't kids play. This is
Yeah.
now you start watching talks about large data and all the other crazy stuff, right? But whatever, we just want to see if it starts working a little bit. All right. All right, I see your question. Let me just keep my head in this game here for a second. So now what we have is the text vector search. That's what we need to deal with here. Now, looking at this, right?
Okay,
This takes a collection. It takes an LLM client. What if we could do a couple things. I could leave this here. Let's just leave it here for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. So our agent now has all this information. So one thing we can now, again, very inefficiently, right?
Yeah.
What has to happen now? When we ask a question, we don't want to add that to the conversation right away.
Okay.
Okay. So here, what we're going to want to do, we're inside the agent, right? This is where we want to do the text. Oh, what was this function called?
Text vector search.
Okay. So
we want to do the embedding and
so
sort of
we do a text
search
vector search. All right. We have context, which I don't know if we have a context here at all. Let's just do a context to do. We have the LLM client we need, a dot text embedding client, which the text embedding client should have been that. We need the collection, a dot collection, and then we need the question, which is the user input. Okay. Now, that's going to give us the results, right? Which is really the vector that we cared about.
Okay. Yeah.
Now what we have to do, actually, this wasn't text vector search that we needed to do here first. Sorry, bro. We need to create a vector embedding first. So I actually need this code first. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You're doing it step by.
Yeah, this is what I need to do. Sorry. I need to do this. All right. I don't know what context to use here. And I need to use this. Let me just hide this for a second. All right. If this fails, then we just break, I guess. I don't know. We break out of the loop, but I should print f just break.
Okay.
This is what I need to do first. I need to get a vector for the question. Okay. Then but this did the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what
I just did the whole thing. Sorry,
Okay.
I got confused.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask why we had to break it up.
These are the results. Okay, these are the results.
Yeah.
All right, that was my bad.
Because that does the embedding and the search.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, it does both. Now we have results. We should have two results, right? So now what I want to do is the following. The result has the score. All right. Yeah, I know. So if the result dot score is greater than, say, 80,
Okay.
then I want to add. So the point is, I want to take all of that information, if it's greater than 80,
and add it to the conversation. And okay.
And add it to that text. Add it to this.
And that's adding it under the user. Okay.
Yeah, because it's not coming from an assistant and it's not coming from that, but we would have to add one more thing to the conversation. And I would have to know to do this. So let's just say, I don't know what to call this, added bool, okay? If added, I would want to add one more thing. Please use the content. Ideally, it would be nice to do it above, but please use the content.
Okay, so this is rephrasing the question for the completions call, basically, or including that as...
Basically, I'm going to add this context to the conversation.
Okay.
Then from a prompt perspective, I'm going to say, if added, we're going to do this. If added, we're going to do this. Then the user input, let's just do it a really harsh way for now. Really harsh way. Where that's the user input, but before the user input, we're going to say, please answer the following question. Again, we have to ask it. Did they even ask a question? Like, there's a whole bunch of pre.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into this.
Using the user context sort of provided. In fact, I can't even do it this way. I need to just do it more this way. Var extra context, right? Again, I'm doing this in a really shitty way right now, but
okay.
Extra context, almost like that.
Yeah.
Really bad, right? If extra context doesn't equal this, then please answer the following question using the context provided.
Yeah, okay. So you're only appending once. You're just building basically that question.
Right.
Like, for example, when we would see a prompt normally, like how we've done it before, this would essentially be building out the part where it says context and then, the variable sort of input and then question underneath it.
Basically.
And it's all sent.
It's going to have to be something like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And again, this is so inefficient right now. But
yeah.
But ideally, that if we have anything that scores over 80, and just for our purposes on our screen for a minute, really score. All right. I don't know what that's going to look like, but now what we're going to say here is, again, hacking the shit out of this. But if we get something that's a score over 80 or greater than or equals to 80, let's say, okay. We're going to add the extra context, and then why is this
extra context user. It's like
Oh yeah,
wanting you to
that's
switch
right.
the order.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then what we're going to do is add this prompt, add the extra context, and provide the question.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm following. The following question.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then in return, that's what goes to the sort of LLM at the end to
Yeah.
give you the nice.
And then it should give us back a response, right?
Yeah.
Man, my fan is going crazy. So there's 30 things in there, right? I don't know what's going to happen. Let's just see what happens for a second. So I have no idea what we're looking at, but this video is about auth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Show me how to, if we even look at maybe one of the frames, validate token. Okay. Can you show me how to validate a token? So that's good, but that's bad because there was no text, right?
Mm.
So we're going to do a couple things here. Whoa.
That's not, is it just making up code there?
Might be because I don't have my claims. And that's fine, right? Because I told it to print out the context and I didn't get it. So we have something wrong with our query. And I think, let's do this again. Yes. Instead of description, it should be what?
Oh, text.
Text. And I don't need this. And everything else should be fine. So we didn't have the text, right?
Okay.
So let's do it again. Actually, I would make one more change. Please answer the question only using the context provided.
Only using the context.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. How do you validate a token? Ah,
there it is.
Now we've given it some context. There it is.
In the code extractor.
The best part is for the first time in our lives, it's showing code.
It's showing code.
Because we extracted the code from the video, dude. That's it right there, bro.
That's it.
That's it. Done. There it is.
That is cool.
It worked, bro. It absolutely worked.
That is cool.
It worked. That's the context we provided it, and it gave me an answer.
Wow.
Now, the bad part is I'm going to just stop this for now because it's all going to disappear when I restart the server.
Oh.
Which is going to suck. We may have to have different modes where we do or don't do that. However, we just proved that we can do this. The key now is getting this sort of working faster. But it now worked.
It was pretty fast. Actually.
No, dude. Like, look, we only did 33 of these.
Oh, that part. I was talking.
Like, no, this is fine.
Yeah,
this is fine. This is working perfectly. But we need to find a model that does this faster. So we can do that entire chunk and then have fun. Because right now it's going to delete everything every time we...
yeah, it's
every time I turn this on and off, it's going to delete everything. Every time I rerun that. But it's okay for now. For our purposes, shut all this down. It worked. Now, massive hack here. So when we get back next week, we've got to come back in and sort of
clean it up.
Clean this up. And maybe I'll spend the rest of the week trying to find a model that runs faster.
That's super cool though. That it actually
we've got to be smarter about when we embed or not embed and add and stuff, right? Because we're doing it like efficiently right now.
The on topic, off topic
things. I mean, from a proof of concept,
it worked. It did. It got the transcription and it got the the actual images with the code,
Okay.
and gave us a response.
Yes. With the code in it.
With the code.
Which today we don't have.
No.
So proved it wrong.
Yeah, that's a big.
Now it's just a matter of getting it to run faster. So the next key is finding a model that will give us the image. No, that will give us a. What is the description we're trying to get? The image description.
The image description.
Yes. So we got to find a model on the Llama side that gives us a faster way to do an image description.
And that's where we're using that model.
I'm using ChatGPT OSS. Or no, I'm using.
I thought we were using.
Yeah, I'm using the other model, but I'm gonna find one that's still accurate.
Or Quen is what because that's the model we had changed.
Yeah, I have.
So it's using Quen. Okay.
I'm gonna play with that. So by the time we get back Tuesday, we could basically process that entire sort of chunk, that entire video, and get it in. And then we can clean up the code and then use the model also to ask it questions about the question. Do we think that the user is asking a question about something? And if the answer is yes, then we do it.
And that's sort of the first step of the process before doing any.
Yeah, because that's going to be faster than doing the whole thing that we're doing and adding context, because we're adding cost right now, right? When we don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a major milestone right there, bro.
Yeah, that's cool to see, honestly.
Major milestone right there. So we got more work to do. But I think right now the key is finding a model I can run locally that will run sort of faster. And now somebody decided to join this chat and just add so much noise. It's not even funny. Are you bored? Okay, explain this to me, because I don't understand. Are you that bored that you've come on this video just to, like, unless you guys are speaking to each other in another language?
Yeah, they're talking to each other.
And that's what's going on. Like, I don't understand like any of this ever when I see it online. Like, you're alive. Stay positive. Stop being negative about things. It's mind blowing to me. Anyway, it looks like questions are being answered in another language, so maybe that's okay. But we're going to be done now. We've done some good work. There's a lot more work to do. And I think the key now is finding a model that's going to give us some accuracy, but do that image description within seconds, like small number of seconds. Then we can rip through it all. All right, everybody. We'll see you on Tuesday.